Moving to a new place or setting up a new business? Well, getting your water turned on is absolutely critical. You definitely do not want to click away from this because I promise you right now, by the end of this explainer, you're going to have a foolproof, step-by-step guide to make sure your water service is set up right the very first time, completely hassle-free.
We all know setting up utilities is a total bureaucratic maze. It's stressful, and if you get it wrong, you're looking at spending your first day in a brand new home without running water to even wash your hands or flush a toilet. Or honestly, even worse, you could be facing accidental flooding on day one. So we're going to make sure absolutely none of that happens to you.
To get you fully prepared, here's our agenda for today. Welcome to Raleigh Water, preparing for your connection, fees and security deposits, managing your monthly bill, troubleshooting and support, and finally, the conclusion.
Starting with Section 1. Welcome to Raleigh Water. Understanding the basics.
First off, let's talk about who they actually serve. The big thing to understand here is that Raleigh Water is a massive regional utility provider. They manage water, wastewater, stormwater, solid waste, and recycling for a huge area. So even if your new address is actually in Garner, Knightdale, Rollsville, Wake Forest, Wendell, or Zebulon, you're still going to be dealing directly with Raleigh Water. If you see Raleigh Water on a bill for your house in Wake Forest, don't panic. You didn't get billed for the wrong city. You're just inside their really expansive service network.
Moving on to Section 2, preparing for your connection. The 5-day rule.
You really need to notice the timeline difference here. While setting up electricity with Duke Energy or natural gas with Enbridge usually just requires a quick 2 or 3 day heads up before your closing date, Raleigh Water strictly mandates a minimum of 5 business days. That is a full working week. They need that administrative buffer to actually dispatch their field technicians for initial meter readings and super important safety verifications. So whatever you do, do not leave this until the day before you move.
The application process itself is kind of like a 2-step dance. Step 1, you submit your request for the physical connection online through the Moving Services portal. Step 2, you wait those 5 business days for the field tech to do their thing. And here's a massive pro tip for you. You literally cannot create your digital Raleigh Water self-service account until after the physical connection is completed. You just have to wait until your first utility statement generates an active account number, which they'll email you. Once you have that, then you can set up your online profile.
Speaking of that physical connection day, listen up, because this is crucial. Faucets off, stoppers open. To prevent accidental flooding when the city turns your water on from the street meter, make absolutely sure every single faucet inside the house is completely off and your sink and tub stoppers are wide open. The city is very explicit that they are not liable for damages if a fixture is left running. Imagine if the previous tenant left a bathtub faucet open with the stopper closed and you aren't home when the city turns on the main. It's an absolute disaster waiting to happen, so double-check those faucets.
All right, Section 3, fees and security deposits, the financial framework.
Let's talk money. Every single new account gets hit with a standard service initiation fee of $50 per meter. That is completely non-negotiable. It just covers the administrative setup and sending the field crew out. But on top of that, you'll see a $90 security deposit for new residential customers. The good news here, that particular charge actually has some wiggle room.
So how do you keep that $90 in your pocket? You essentially have 2 paths to get the deposit waived. First, you might just pass their automated online credit evaluation when you register. Easy enough, right? But if you don't, option 2 is submitting a letter of credit from your previous utility provider within 30 days of starting service. It has to be on official company letterhead, your name has to match exactly, and it has to prove you had 12 consecutive months of perfect payment history. No late fees, no shutoffs. Just be warned, letters from your old landlord or apartment complex management absolutely will not qualify for this waiver.
Section 4, managing your monthly bill, payment options and pitfalls. Raleigh Water bills you monthly, and they actually use a payment processing system called Paymentist. The great thing about this is the sheer variety of payment options. You're not just stuck mailing in a physical check like the old days. You can use major credit cards like Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover. You can use e-checks or even digital wallets like Venmo and PayPal. And naturally, they offer autopay via credit card or a recurring bank draft, which is highly recommended so you never accidentally miss a due date. But hang on, let me share a real cautionary tale with you. A Reddit user posted this. My water was disconnected today and I found out it's because they have a new portal and I had to register and re-enroll in autopay, which I wasn't aware of. The lesson here is absolutely crucial. Always keep an eye on your autopay settings. If the city updates their web portal and you get unenrolled without realizing it, your water will get shut off for non-payment.
And here's the kicker. If you make a late payment to restore it, they technically have until the end of the next business day to send someone out. You do not want to go 48 hours without water because of a totally avoidable computer glitch.
Which brings us to Section 5, Troubleshooting and Support, Navigating the Roadblocks.
When you first apply online, their system runs an automated identity check, just to prevent fraud. But what if it fails? The system will completely halt your application, and you can't just keep trying online. You actually have to go in person to the utility billing office at 222 West Hargett Street in downtown Raleigh. You'll need to bring 2 physical forms of ID and your official lease or closing documents to basically prove you are who you say you are and that you actually live at that address.
Here's another weird, frustrating scenario. If you try to start service at an address where you previously had a Raleigh Water account, like say you rented there, moved away, and now you're buying the place, the automated system will just block you. To fix this historical data conflict, you can't use the standard web form. You have to log into the portal and submit a My Requests ticket, email them, or call customer care directly so they can sort it out manually.
Let's throw in a couple of quick tips from our source data. If you're a landlord, Raleigh actually has a specific landlord utility billing program. It automatically transfers service back into your name the minute a tenant moves out, which is great for preventing freezing pipes or gaps in service. And for anyone who's just curious about what's coming out of their tap, you can easily view the city's super rigorous water testing data. Just search water quality reports on the main RaleighNC.gov website.
If you ever miss an application deadline, have a payment issue, or just need emergency help, save this info right now. The Raleigh Water Customer Care Team is at 919-996-3245, or you can shoot them an email at customercare@RaleighNC.gov. They are basically your lifeline if the digital portal is giving you a headache.
Finally, Section 6, Conclusion and Key Takeaways. Let's wrap it up. Let's run through your final checklist. Number 1. Plan that connection at least 5 business days ahead of time. Number 2, make absolutely sure those faucets are off and stoppers are open before activation day. Number 3, budget for the $50 non-negotiable initiation fee. Number 4, dig up that credit letter from your old utility to try and waive that $90 deposit. Number 5, set up autopay, but monitor it every month. And lastly, this is huge, remember you have to manually request a stop service when you eventually move out. The city doesn't magically know you left, and you'll be stuck paying the next tenant's water bill until you explicitly tell them to stop.
Real quick, our standard disclaimer. While this explainer is packed with accurate details for today's procedures, city policies, rates, and fee structures can and do evolve. Always verify the latest updates and requirements directly at RaleighNC.gov before you make your move. See? Setting up your water doesn't have to be a nightmare if you just follow these steps. So, we'd love to hear from you. What are your top tips for navigating a chaotic move? Or do you have your own wild utility cautionary tale? Drop into the comments below, and let's get a conversation going. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and here is to a stress-free, fully hydrated move-in day.